Alright, so this is our second video involving the loop calibrator, but I'm going to bring in a Fluke 718 pressure calibrator to show you the uses of it with the Meriam loop calibrator. The Fluke 718 can actually be used as a power supply. It can provide 30 volts. Right? But to do that, I need to provide loop power. Right? And to do that, I need to hold down the units button and then press in the power button. It should come up with providing loop power. Now right now I have my two wires hooked up, and they're not actually hooked up to anything. I'm going to take my red lead, or my positive, and hook it up to the positive. Make sure I no longer on source, as we recalled earlier. I want to make sure I go down to 2-wire transmitter simulate. So all this does is regulate the current of the power supply from this. So I'm going to hook up my red to red, or my positive to positive. In this case, my negative of my Meriam to the negative here. And you'll see right away, as soon as I did that, because I'm on the position for 20 milliamps, as soon as I have power available, and you see here it says loop power, it's saying 100% here, I can hopefully change the milliamps, so it reads out the actual milliamps. Make sure I bring this back to PSI. So you see the Fluke is saying I've got 20.027 and this is saying I've got 20. So there's a slight deviation in this. Some of this might need to be calibrated, but it's just to show you both of these are actually showing you what's going on. I like to use the Fluke. I can provide loop power, but I cannot manipulate the current in the loop with the Fluke. It just gives me the reading of it. This is what's going to allow me to manipulate the current in the loop. I'm going to click down to 4, and you can see, oh, what do we need? What do you know? It goes right down to 4 milliamps, and we see 4.006. Right? And as I was stating earlier in the previous video, I can use this dial. See how I'm just barely clicking? And how it's just, I mean, it takes like 2 or 3 clicks for it to go up by 0.01. But if I go 2 or 3 clicks real quick, it goes up really quickly. So I can use this dial to set the precise milliamps that I want on the loop. And I can start from 4, or I can click right up to 20. Right? I can click right up to 20, and there normally will come down with it. But then if I click back down to 4, you see it just jumps right back to 4. The dial position is actually really useful. It will normally go right to the 50% mark when I turn this thing on. But if I change it, say I bring it down to, I want to go 25% of my milliamp range, which hopefully y'all know how to do the math, should be 8 milliamps. I'm going to bring it down till it's 8 milliamps. According to my loop calibrator. Now this is the really nice part. I can click to 4, it'll go to 4, and I can click all the way up to 20, it'll go to 20, but as soon as I go back to dial, it has the memory and it remembers what I put it to last. Okay. To show you that again, I'm on dial. Now I'm going to change it to, say, 16 milliamps, which is 75%. I'm going to click up to 20 and click down to 4. If I go back to dial, it should be at 16. Pretty straightforward, easy enough piece of test equipment to use. Again, it can be used to read milliamps or read voltage, and you can use this as the power supply source, or where it says 2-wire transmitter simulate. This is not going to be the power source. Instead, it just regulates the current of an external power supply, which in this case is our 718.